So let's face it, I like to talk about the character that, you know, is so idiotic, and that's someone who is just so unique, but that's someone that we're going to be talking about here in this bit, so... What's up, guys, and welcome back to another video, and I'd like to talk about something. If you were a teenager or a young adult in the 2000s and 2010s, you might have seen Family Guy, which apparently, if you don't know, it's this adult animated comedy show that's not really for kids. And for a good reason. And if you were a kid in the 2000s and 2010s, if you had your parents that allowed you to watch Family Guy, you got really lucky because I wasn't allowed to watch it, and I'm sure you got bad influence because of that. But yeah, if you don't know what this adult animated comedy show is, it involves 6 family members in the Griffin family, which, regarding the Griffins, you have Peter, who is an idiotic father and is also creative at times. Well, he tries to be. And also his wife Lois, their infant son named Stewie, who used to be evil in the early seasons but then became nicer, and he also has a British accent. You also got Brian Griffin, who is the Griffin's dog. He talks and he's very intelligent. And also there are 2 teenage kids, both Chris and Meg. And let's not forget about Peter's friends, the weirdest one, Quagmire, that goes giggity giggity giggity. Okay, I don't know what to say. I mean, I don't think I'm really good at like saying it really fast. A physically disabled guy named Joe Stratton, who is a police officer and that travels in a wheelchair, and also his other friend, who is a black guy named Cleveland. Which, by the way, he got his own show. You remember the Cleveland show?
My name is Cleveland Brown, and I am proud to be.
I don't know if you have, but that's that. And yeah, basically, Family Guy is similar to The Simpsons, but unlike The Simpsons, it's more geared towards adults, and strictly adults for a lot of reasons, especially with like adult information and like the constant graphic and suggestive themes, violence, and sex. Stuff like that. But what I'm willing to discuss today is Peter Griffin himself, and it's basically something that I don't think the creator himself has confirmed or anything, because we have seen a few scenes from like a few episodes of Family Guy. Yeah, this is another conspiracy theory that I would like to get into, so with that being said, let's just get right onto it, I guess. So, this won't be a long conspiracy theory video that I have for you guys, but regarding Peter Griffin himself, I'm sure that most of you may have seen Peter Griffin overreacting or getting sick every time that he eats any dairy, like butter, for example, because for those of you that don't know, there's actually one episode where Peter gets insane and ends up in a mental asylum over the fact that he ate real butter instead of his own I can't believe it's not butter, which, by the way, Brian actually confirmed this to his gay cousin, but like, he actually replaced Peter's I can't believe it's not butter with real butter, which got him insane. So, if you don't get what I mean, check it out. I mean, look, I get it's a joke, but why did he get that psychopathic? Like, Jesus, dude, like, he's literally insane. Over the fact that his butter was changed from, I can't believe it's not butter with real butter, I'm like, what? And with him unaliving the Griffin kids, I'm like, what the hell? I mean, it's not a big deal, man. I mean, well, what if it is? And there's also another episode where Peter goes to a burger joint and gets the plate of like multiple burgers that he's eating. And when he does that, he eats like approximately 30 burgers and ends up getting a stroke. If you want to see this clip right now, I'll show it to you.
Yeah, you should really slow down. You already had like 30 hamburgers. Stop, Brian. It relieves the pain of mustachelessness. It's working. Oh my God, someone call the ambulance. I hate being all strokey. This is all your fault, big burger down.
And if you take a look closely, there's literally cheese in those burgers. And I mean, with him eating burgers like that much, I mean, that's one point of getting a stroke, but like with him getting sick with the cheese, does that add up as well? Because I think it does. And he blames the burger joint for it, and I'm like, dude, you actually did it yourself, so like, why are you blaming the burger joint? It's like, I don't know, man. And you know what? It had me thinking of something. Is Peter Griffin lactose intolerant? You know, I don't have a lot of friends that are lactose intolerant, but like, I think I had teachers and some friends that are like allergic to nuts and gluten. That's probably about it. However, though, when I was an intern at ICRC-TV, there was this one girl who was a graduate and she was lactose intolerant. But don't get me wrong, she is a really nice woman. She's really sweet, but like every time we would have lunch or dinner, she would not get anything that has cheese, milk, or anything with dairy in it. And I'll tell you why. Because when it comes to having lactose intolerant, for those of you that don't know, what that means is that your body cannot handle any dairy products. Like, for example, milk, cheese, yogurt, ice cream, anything that contains those things, etc., etc. And especially butter. And there was this one time when we got pizza, she got herself pizza, but without cheese or any other toppings. And what she got at one point is this pizza with a lot of red sauce. And I mean, a ton ton of sauce, like marinara sauce. And that kind of explains why. And I actually asked her why, and she told me that, hey, she's lactose intolerant, which apparently that makes a lot of sense. And hey, do y'all remember Super Dude from All That, who was also lactose intolerant? Yeah, that was a really good example of that character's personality. And honestly, I thought that TV shows did a great job exploring that. And what about Family Guy? They haven't showed us anything unless it's a joke. I'm like, okay, like, are we actually joking, or are we just being serious? And get this, I was on my phone the other day and I was actually Googling that question, if Peter Griffin is actually lactose intolerant, and it said, oh yes, Peter Griffin's lactose intolerant. And hell, has Seth MacFarlane even confirmed that? I don't know. I mean, to Seth, no offense, but come on, dude. Like, are you being serious about it, or is it just a joke?
A loaf of bread, a container of milk, and a stick of butter.
It's like, for some reason, these two sides are just not adding up unless it's confirmed by the creator itself. So, I don't know what to say about it, guys, but yeah. So for now, those are just facts, so just take it with a grain of salt, I guess. I really hope you enjoyed this little conspiracy theory. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next vid. And until then, this is me, Byron, signing off. Double peace.